Now I think we all know that Amado isn't going to die in the upcoming chapter of Boruto. It's too important of a character to kill off so soon. So I think it's more likely that they're gonna stop Code some way, somehow. Now I made a previous video talking about how Boruto is gonna be the one to pop in with his space-time ninjutsu, with Sasuke using the coordinates and save Amado. Now I think that theory is very plausible. I think this one makes more sense. Now it's on the more boring side and very simple, but it also makes more sense story-wise. Now if you go back to when Eida was first introduced into the manga, she explained her hatred for Amado because he gave her this ability that she can't control, she can't turn it off, she can't fall in love naturally. So she can't decide whether she is truly in love with someone or when someone is truly in love with her. Because her ability makes you automatically feel affectionate towards her, it makes you fall in love with her automatically, and she can't control it, she can't turn it off, and she blames Amado for it, she hates him for it, she wants to kill him. At least that's what she explained. Now, of course I have my theories on that and saying that that might not be the case because it's kind of a weak motivation for a villain. Now of course you guys are going to talk about love and all that jazz, and I understand, it's fine. But at the same time, when it comes to shonen, that's a weak motivation in comparison to other big villains. In comparison. So I'm making that clear. So yes, at the same time, you know, she's a good character, I like Eida, but if that's her entire motivation, it's pretty weak. But we're gonna go with what she gave us and say, yeah, okay, cool. She hates Amado because she can't fall in love and she wants to kill him, and she's gonna be the big villain because of this reason. Now, if we fast forward to chapter 68, we see that Code arrived in the village. Now, before he did that, we saw that Eida was watching Amado and Shikamaru's conversation, where Shikamaru was pressing Amado and his connection with Kawaki. We had Shikamaru saying, don't dodge the question at hand, setting aside the result. What you did was not for Konoha's or Kawaki's benefit. If you ask me, you seem obsessed with Kawaki's karma itself. Why? And Amado seemed very concerned, or it seemed as if he was gonna divulge even a slither of information, even in the smallest amount of information of why he cares about Kawaki, why he cares about Ishiki, why he cares about karma so deeply. And then Code out of nowhere just pops in because he just couldn't wait. And Eida seemed pretty annoyed because she said, you fool, the conversation was just getting interesting. It's not like she's playing around or just being childish or just being gullible or whatever. No, she's actually interested in what Amado has to say. Because what we learned about Eida is that yes, her ability allows her to see certain events and allows her to see current events, but she doesn't know everything about Amado. She didn't even know the code to unlock Code's ability. According to her, I still have my qualms about it, but again, we're going with what was told to us in the story. No theories right now. So according to the story and the lore, she couldn't see the code that Amado placed on Code to unlock his limiters. She didn't know it and she couldn't go back to watch it. And we know that Code was created or given his powers or given the limiters after Eida, because Eida was in the organization before Code arrived, which is why Code didn't know Eida personally, but he could find her because she was one of the cyborgs ordered to be destroyed by Jigen before Code and Kawaki were brought into Karma. So this means that she should have been able to go back and watch when Amado inputted the limiters on Code and created the code to unlock his limiters. She could have gone back and watched that scene. Now again, her ability is very specific, so it could be that she didn't know when exactly he did that. He could have done it like on the moonlight, or he was like watching a movie and he just made up a code and say, okay cool, this is it. There's no way she could know exactly when he wrote down the code and then implanted the code on Code. You know, there's no way she could have known that specifically. So I'll give Eida the benefit of the doubt in that situation. Now in regards to the theory itself, I do believe that she would stop Code from killing Amado because she has information she needs from Amado, and she was the one who said that she wanted Amado's kill for herself. Code could have killed the Hokage, he could have killed Sasuke, he could have killed anybody else, but she wanted Amado, she wanted to make him pay. So it would make sense that Eida would just forget about that just because Code is in his no limiter form, which he had threatened him before and said that even if you get your limiters removed, if I find that you're no longer useful to me, my brother and I, we're gonna pack you up. Like that's basically what she said. So it's not like she fears Code in his no limiter form to just, okay cool, I'm gonna forfeit my kill on Amado because I fear you. That's not what's happening here. So I think in the next chapter, it's gonna be, this is a cliffhanger of course, in the next chapter when Code is about to strike Amado, Eida is just gonna say stop, because we have to remember, even though Code is in this form, he's not Otsutsuki. I've seen a lot of theories saying that Code is not Otsutsuki because he's awakened his no limiter form, which literally doesn't make sense because Ishiki literally told Code to become an Otsutsuki, you need to go eat the god tree or eat the fruit from a god tree to change your genetic data into an Otsutsuki. But first you need to feed an actual Otsutsuki to the tree to get the Otsutsuki data, because Code himself is not an Otsutsuki. If Code could become an Otsutsuki from removing his limiters, he wouldn't need to go through all of that jazz to become an Otsutsuki, and Ishiki wouldn't have told him to do all of that jazz to become an Otsutsuki if he just needed to get his limiters removed. It doesn't make sense. So it's likely that Code still isn't an Otsutsuki right now. He just has the power of the Otsutsuki, which is exactly what Amado said the white karma does. It gives him the power of the Otsutsuki. No genetic data, no dojutsu, nothing, just power. So Code right now isn't an Otsutsuki, which means that he can still be controlled by Eida. He can still be influenced by Eida, but not be controlled like a puppet. So that's the difference, or the distinction between her powers and maybe someone who can mind control your body. So yeah, I think Code still has to listen to Eida. Eida's gonna tell him to stop, and he's gonna stop mid-swing, and then Amado is gonna be free. Eida's gonna ask her questions and yada yada yada, and we might get some exposition. And the next chapter might not even have a fight, if we're being honest. The next chapter could just be exposition between the characters. We get to know the past for Eida, which I would welcome, trust me, because I need to know more about Eida, where she came from, how she got her powers, and a lot of theories out there saying that she's one of the missing Otsutsukis, which I think it's possible, but I don't think that's the case, because why would two Otsutsukis, one look like a teenage girl who is a cyborg partially, and the other one is an 8-year-old or a 6-year-old boy? Why? You know, that's the part of it that doesn't make sense. If they were both adults, at least like in their teens or somewhat, or actually looked like Otsutsukis, it would make more sense. But they literally just look like kids, like cyborg kids, as Amado stated. They don't look anything like Otsutsukis. And again, why would there be a kid Otsutsuki on Earth? Why would there be a teenage Otsutsuki? Why would they be brother and sister? It just doesn't make sense, you know? So I don't know. I think the two missing Otsutsuki theories can go way beyond the scope of reality, but again, it's theories. I've made outlandish theories before, and that's what theories are here for, you know. But I don't know, I don't think it's possible. But it could be that they're in some disguise. It could be that these are Otsutsuki offsprings, possibly, who knows. But yeah, I don't know, it'd be cool to get like an actual backstory for these characters. So if next chapter doesn't have a fight, but it gives us the exposition on Eida's backstory and the connection between Amado and Damon and all that, I would welcome it. I don't want to see fights all the time, but if the chapter is boring and talking about inconsequential stuff, that's where I have a problem. But if we're getting actual good story elements, finally fleshing out these cyborgs, which I actually like, I like Eida, I like Damon, I want to see where this goes. But yeah, this is the theory. I think Eida will stop Code, possibly. I think it's a more logical one, as opposed to like Boruto saving them, because it's more simple, and there's actually like the story element and the beats there that could make it possible and make it happen. Both characters are there. Code is not Otsutsuki, which means he's vulnerable to Eida's ability. It's very simple. But if you guys disagree, let me know in the comment section. Let me know why. If you like the video, drop a like. If you're new, subscribe. Remember to hit that notification bell to be notified when I post new content. But above all else, have a great day. Peace out.